Hello again, guys. This is Cody with Underground Metal Detecting. I found another park using Google Maps, just searching for parks in my area. This is one I have not yet touched. Part of this has a little bit of a playground, and sadly they have those like rubberized mats instead of wood chips, so I can't search very close to the equipment, but you can search all around it, anywhere in the lawn. That fenced in area in about the center of the screen, I can't zoom in, that is a pool that is active right now. And they do have a couple of those covered lunch areas, whatever you want to call them. But I will check out, see what I can find in the lawn and the walkways, see what sort of treasures are here. See you on the first hole. That didn't take long, about 30 seconds. And 10 feet away from my truck, I got a 29 to 30, which is a Nevada state quarter with the horses on the back. Hopefully we find a lot more of these out here. And our next signal, just a short way away from that, appears to be some type of token. I believe that says Tech Town on the back, famous players. You'd assume that's probably some type of like arcade token, but I am not familiar with that brand. I'll have to look that one up later. First mystery target, which I believe, looking at it, this is probably the top of an aerosol can. That's the closest thing I can think of. Not really sure how you managed to separate it so perfectly from the rest of the can, but I'm gonna guess that's what that one was. And while I was hoping for another quarter signal, this is the modern junk. This is replacing our pull tabs. We'll probably never fully replace them, but you always find these discarded pieces of junk out here. We have our first penny of the day, 1979, so at least she'll be copper. As you know, although you won't get rich off of them unless you find a billion of them, copper pennies are actually worth about 3 cents just by the copper melt value, compared to the 83 and newer pennies, which are mostly just zinc. Our first 13, which I thought might have been a nickel, turns out to just be a nice piece of aluminum can slaw for the junk pile. First mystery target, I believe that is just a chunk of iron. It's definitely magnetic, sticks to the magnet. But we'll keep it, clean it off, see if it happens to be anything noticeable. Might just be an iron nugget. We have our next quarter. This one's not that old. I think I'm seeing 1996. So she's still an eagle back. But I'll pan around in this sort of center of the field area, see if I can find some more. And our next signal is a 19, expecting a penny. Instead get one of these pull tops off of probably like cat food cans or something. Still has the ring pull attached to it. Junk, but you usually don't find them with the ring pull. And this will show you why I like to do that. Right here is where I just found that quarter. I'm getting another potential quarter signal, only about 6 inches away from it, pretty deep though. So I'll narrow this down, dig it up, see if that's what we got. And so far not a quarter, but of course, you know, you check in the hole, you check the plug. But the first thing I actually found out here is one of the dirt impressions of a wheat penny. Hopefully I can get that to display for you guys, because I can see it clear as day, which means I probably have a penny, yep, that made it right here. You see, when they're stuck inside the dirt for so long, it'll just press that imprint there. So that was probably the coin that was making me think it was a quarter, because you can tell how red this is, that she's going to be one of the older coppers. Just can't quite read the year. Maybe a 74 or so there. We have our first dime. Of course, I like to go all along this entire walkway, both edges. Collect the coins people drop, and they have probably bounce off the pavement into the grass right near the edges. Found a couple of them so far, so I'll keep doing this See if I find something else interesting next to the paths. Another penny. This one's a 73. From what I've been seeing over the past couple of pennies I haven't put on video, 73, 74 is a popular year out here. Another solid 25 signal. Doesn't seem deep, so technically we should be able to find it. Make sure I am on. Might be a little bit deeper. Let's pop open a quick hole. See if that brings it closer to the surface for us. I heard her in there, and I see her. That's going to be a penny 1972. Sometimes the copper pennies will ring up more like a dime on the VDI scale, at least on the Equinox 6 and 800. Skunked again. Expected a solid quarter signal, but you can tell this was some type of pink and blue disposable vape. Gross. And of course we always stop for one of my favorite signals. 2930, right near the surface. She might actually be just on the top in the grass. And there she is. That's how I like to find them without having to dig. Pretty dirty. New design. Probably a state quarter. Yeah, 2006, Oklahoma. Sometimes the nice thing about being the weird guy in a park swinging a machine around is it seems to make everybody leave. There were a small handful of people sitting at benches near the playgrounds, and I think there were people at the pool. And while it's cloudy, and that might explain why there's no one at the pool, it seems to be all left to me now, and I will not complain about that. And we're back in filming because somewhere over here I found my favorite number. There we go. 2930. That's a quarter. So let me dig her up, show you what I got. And this one I'll show you in the plug because I can already see her. Almost nicked her with the shovel right in the side. Wouldn't matter if I nicked it with the shovel because it appears it was nicked by a lawnmower. This one's all kinds of bent and wobbly, but let's make sure we do have a quarter and not just a token. Yeah, I can see the eagle back there, and that's going to be our George Washington hiding on the front. No big loss though, as it appears that's probably a 1991 or 1997. I will add that one to our pile of lawnmower damaged quarters. Here we go for the oldest one so far. This appears to be a 1963 copper memorial penny. Hopefully we'll find some more, possibly some old silver coins out here. Well, ask and ye shall receive. There is a reason why this dime is so shiny, because it is a 1963, meaning this is 90% silver. Awesome. We have an almost on the quarter. This one's a 1967, so 3 years away from being silver like that last dime. But we love our quarters, so we'll add that to the quarter pile. It's never a complete metal detecting trip unless you find an almost solid red quarter. All the salt and iron and whatnot in the ground will leach into it and dye them, but this one ain't too old. I am seeing 1974. Alright guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here as it seems pretty empty and I'm thinking it's about to start raining. We do have $1, $2, $2.25, and we got 60 cents in dimes, except of course you see the difference. Silver is always significantly shinier coming out of the ground. We got our handful of pennies, and the only strange coin so far was this token. Again, that's Famous Players Techtown. So I'll have to look that one up. If I can find some info on it, I will put that in the video before I set it to public. And then, of course, I found a bag full of junk. I will not show that to you guys. We all know what junk looks like. So, good, quick little hunt, but I'll see you guys again on the next one.